I'm Charlie.
And I'm Craig, and we're the Proclaimers.
Third night of the Scottish tour. It's been a pretty much continuous thing for the last year and a half. We've not really had a break at all. So it's getting towards the end of the touring period. We've got another couple of dates in Scotland, and then we're off doing festivals in England, our own shows down there, and then we finish off probably the end of July. We'll be finished off for the touring season.
This thing is basically just getting up on stage and playing. The rest of it, travelling can be a bit tiring, but sometimes, but I've had a bit of problem with my voice in the last couple of weeks, but that seems to be getting a bit better. So if your voice holds out and you get up on stage and you got 1,000 people singing back at you, it's fantastic.
It's hard to say. I mean, we played in a one the other night in Dunoon, which is a fantastic hall, kind of old hall, Queen's Hall in Dunoon. It's 40s or 50s, I guess, the building dates from. And that's a really good room. It just depends. I mean, they're not always the most glamorous rooms. Sometimes it's the kind of basic ones, but you get very good sight lines and you get a reasonable acoustic in the room, so that builds the atmosphere. Everybody can see each other, and then if the sound quality is good, you hopefully the band and the light show and the audience create the show between them.
So I believe you've just been announced for Tea in the Park. Now it's been a few years since you've played there.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
It's 4 years. I think it's 4 years since we did it. This will be the fourth time we played it. Played it first in 2001. When we come back, we hadn't done any shows for about 7 years. We did a few small dates, and then we did Tea in the Park. It was unbelievable, and that was in the tent, and then the last couple of times we've been at the main stage. This is the main stage again, so looking forward to it. It is one of the greatest festivals in the world. It is, not just saying that because it's Scottish. It is, and people come from all the world and they see how good it is performers. So we're looking forward to doing that again.
There's not anywhere I've been that I didn't like. I mean, I really particularly like Canada and Western Canada. I really like New Zealand, Australia. Much of the part of the United States of America, even places like Belgium and Holland, we have great times when we go there, and some great venues as well. So it depends. The usual thing is the audience, how the band perform on a night, and if everything works right, then you get the right show. And hopefully, if the audience is with you, then that makes for a great evening.
Dungeon and Leith, I believe, is just about to start its third run at the theatre. Is that?
I think it's the end of this year. I think it's going to be the end of this year and the start of next year, and by this time it's not just doing Scottish shows, it's going to round a number of theatres in England and Wales and maybe Ireland as well, I think, and they're talking about making a film of it next year. So we know it's definitely happening around the theatres, so keeping our fingers crossed. It's one of these things that we didn't really think it would happen when they originally mooted it. We thought nobody's going to, they either won't get anything out of it or nobody will want to see it, but it got fantastic reviews. It's huge attendances. They did it again, it was even bigger, and this time they're going, as I say, they're going to England and Wales and Ireland as well, so we're looking forward to seeing this production of it.
I believe that Billy Boyd's just joined the lineup as a lead role also.
According to the newspapers, he's going to do it, so and that would be, given the fact he's international profile, it would be amazing if he did it.
Fiona Horn is a great Scottish writer, and Dundee Rep, they came up with it, they did it, and they asked us, can we use, I don't know, they asked for about 20 songs, and they whittled it down to about 13 or 14, and we said yes, and any lyrical changes they had to make to fit in with the storyline, we okayed that, and that was it. That's all we did. We just left them to it, and they did a fantastic job.
What made you decide to support AICR? Was it anything in particular?
I think the fact that it is research into one of the world's worst and the most horrible killers. So I mean, you can't. Every family has been affected by it to some degree, or will be affected by it. So anything that does as much important work as you're doing is fantastic. So yeah, we're very happy to be patrons of it.